Don't be scared, y'all. It's just me, sporting my new Sasha Banks throw fleece blanket. God, I love this thing. It's so warm. Either way, welcome to another episode of The Plate Exchange. Obviously, we had the Royal Rumble go through last night, and I don't know about you guys, but I ran through the emotional gambit watching Edge and Bianca Belair do their thing, and from number 3 and number 1 respectively, you know, bravo to both people basically running the table with the exception of Bianca for, 90 seconds? But, you know, bravo to both of them, setting themselves up for some excellent WrestleMania matches. We've got Monday Night Raw starting here in, just about an hour, so, wanted to get this out here so that way we could get our first Plate Exchange of 2021 under the books. So let's go ahead and... Man, I missed a golden opportunity there. I should have said under the belt. Under my belt. Whatever you want to go with. I'm going to edit that out. Anyway, so let's go over what has happened so far, as these are our first plate exchanges of the year. We had 2 championship title belts change hands last night at the Royal Rumble. One particular one actually changed hands 3 separate times, and that is the 24/7 championship. We've talked about it before. Pretty much we could have an episode every single night, it seems like, with the 24/7 title. R-Truth, the incumbent champion, beginning the Royal Rumble, would lose it during the middle of the Women's Royal Rumble match to Alicia Fox, who entered in, winning her first championship. She'd hold it for about 2 minutes and some change before R-Truth would win it back by pinning her. And then later on that evening, he would end up getting tricked by pre-show correspondent Peter Rosenberg, who would actually end up tricking R-Truth, saying, "Hey, look, there's John Cena." And, of course, as you would expect, John Cena, you couldn't see him because he wasn't there, and he would end up low-blowing Truth and then pinning him to win the 24/7 championship. So currently, Peter Rosenberg is our current 24/7 champion in his first reign. We'll see if he gets out of Monday Night Raw with the title. But the only other title to change hands, and the only one that we can do anything with plates, is the Women's Tag Team Championships, which changed hands on the pre-show last night. The champions going into it were the Raw Women's Champion Asuka, as well as Charlotte Flair, who were in their first reign together. Asuka, I believe, was in her third or fourth total. Charlotte in her first, completing the Grand Slam. But they would lose the championship back to the team they originally beat to get it, and that was the team of Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, winning the championship for the second time, both of them in their second reign, both together and as a group. So with that, we will remove first the Asuka and Charlotte Flair plates off of our title belt, and then we will go ahead and slide the new plates on. So, while we have a little bit of time here while I'm working my way through this, it gives us an opportunity to kind of look ahead to what could potentially happen with the 2 Royal Rumble matches. You obviously had the 2 winners being Edge and Bianca Belair, respectively, for their particular sides. So, it opens the door for Edge to get a chance to have the championship of his choosing. Does he go for the WWE Championship, which he has won on multiple occasions? Does he go for the Universal title, a title he's never won? Or does he potentially take a stab at winning a championship that you never would picture Edge having, and that is the NXT Championship, thanks to Charlotte Flair last year establishing that any world title is now an available option. So currently that sets up 3 possibilities for him, that being Edge against either Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, or possibly Finn Balor if they chose to. So we'll get to Bianca in a second. First, here are the Asuka and Charlotte plates coming off the belts, and they will be swapped out for the new champions, I guess now the returning champions, which is Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. So we'll go ahead and put those on, starting with Shayna's over here on the left side. So then you look at Bianca, who, of course, ran the table from number 3. You got the nice, you don't even go here storyline, ending the Women's Rumble last night with Charlotte, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca being the last 3. Bianca even with a nice assist to Naomi during that match. Thank you very much for that sweet moment. But now Bianca's got to make a choice as to which championship does she want to go for. Does she want to proceed to Raw, which is for the which she would take on Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship? Does she stay on SmackDown, which of course would have her facing the boss Sasha Banks, or does she want to go back to NXT to renew a former rivalry that she had down there, going for the NXT title against Io Shirai. So a number of great options there. Personally, I think, most people project that she's probably going to challenge Sasha Banks, which would lead, of course, to, a great match, especially if you're a fan of, Black History, as we enter, of course, today, February 1st, the beginning of Black History Month. A bunch of historical significance behind that. Not only, first of all, the first black woman ever to win the Royal Rumble, but also you would have 2 African-American women competing at WrestleMania for a championship. So what a fantastic moment for black women, as well as just Bianca herself. And Sasha with an opportunity to get her first championship defense of a singles title at WrestleMania. So, but again, pre-show we saw the titles change hands here, so now the new plates are on there. Give you a quick glimpse of that, but that is the new champion plates for our women's tag team titles. That is Shayna Baszler's plate on the left and Nia Jax's plate on the right. So that officially completes this plate exchange. So now all of our plates are back up to date again. We're officially now on the road to WrestleMania. Everybody point to your signs wherever they happen to be. I'm planning on putting one behind me here pretty soon. We've got something in the works here. But we had a fantastic Royal Rumble, and now we're finally on that road to WrestleMania where we could potentially see, anything happen at this point. At least one more pay-per-view coming up. Our next pay-per-view, period, is NXT TakeOver, which will be on Valentine's Day in 2 weeks. We'll see where they end up going with that. Right now, the only match officially announced is a triple threat for the women's title. Io Shirai, Toni Storm, and Mercedes Martinez will go triple threat for the women's championship. But I'm sure that won't be the only one to get added. So I'm Steve from On the Ring Apron. We've done Plate Exchange. Glad to have you guys back. We're here in 2021. I'm hoping everybody is safe. Everybody have yourself a great start of your year. And let's make sure that we're finding our ways back into arenas because, hey, I plan on being in Tampa in April, and I'm hoping that a lot of you guys will be too. So you guys have a great night. Enjoy Raw. We'll see you later.